Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah. Just had a wonderful talk with some of my friends from overseas. I'm turned up. I'm on fire right now. We had some really empowering conversations about the future and where we're going. And that's one of the things that I love talking about is the future. Make sure everything is good. I feel like this is like way too close. Let me back up a little bit. All right. Okay. So I just well, I won't talk about the conversations that I had with some of my friends, but I do want to share my thoughts about watching that MLK to Americas video that just popped up on YouTube. Interesting that it just popped up on YouTube, and I'm just getting the full video now. I mean, I got parts of it, snippets before in the past, a couple years ago, when he was talking about the government not allocating funds for everybody. They just, they allocated funds for certain people. Um, and that was really eye opening and very interesting. But listening to his whole speech and being that I have such a connection with Martin Luther King on so many levels, I tapped into an energy before I even knew about him. And when I learned about him, sadly through school, there was something off about him that I didn't really understand, as far as the way they was promoting him and the way they chopped and screwed and edited who he was. So you know, I'm so grateful to get that information now. All information in makes me aware of things, even things that probably people can't see on the surface. So I just wanted to share my thoughts with some of that stuff because I read some of the comments of the video, and a lot of people were saying, "Man, it seemed like he was talking." I think it was like 1960 something, 1970 something, when he did that speech, which was weird too because it looked like after he was done speaking, it was an all so-called white crowd. It wasn't a. It didn't seem like it was a diverse crowd in the audience, which I thought was kind of weird. But anywho, well, maybe not because there was some separation things going on, so I could see, I guess, why there wasn't a diversity in the audience. But nevertheless, I mean, I have crazy thoughts about that situation because in 2019, I just can't wait to 2020. I feel like it's time. I've been holding back for so long because I didn't feel like it's time. I felt like people didn't catch up to my philosophy or the way I am, and it's hard to communicate with people um, that don't understand that a lot of this stuff can be distractions, and I don't like wasting my time on stuff that doesn't help make progress and keep the ball rolling. So the two Americans, let's talk about it. I experienced two different Americas. I was blessed and cursed. Well, not okay, yeah. I mean, I was blessed, and I was put in a situation where I got a chance to experience a lot of different things, good and bad, so-called good and bad, because both sides of that coin teaches and empowers me. So I embrace it all, but there was it's really interesting from the perspective of what he was talking about and what I experienced myself growing up um, on the East Coast first, and then coming to the West Coast as a teenager, going to college, and then becoming a so-called adult, and then dealing with the stuff that I'm dealing with now. So I experienced two Americas. I experienced America where growing up in New York City, which is the city that I love, always rep, no matter where I am in the world. I love to wear New York hats, as you can see. But growing up in New York, my experience of America was not that diverse, even though New York City seems to be the most diverse um, place in America. Um, as far as the way they promote it, um, grew up in New York City, but I was in the all so-called Black community, Latino, Spanish, some Italian. Shout out to my Italian godfather uh, that helped my father, create a couple of stores, pizza restaurants, and laundromats, and I think it was the Carvel ice cream that they had back in the days, or so called back in the days. Shout out to them. But I experienced just black so-called black people in New York City. Then coming to the West Coast, I experienced predominantly so-called white people. So I've seen two Americas. So to hear him talk about some of the things that they experienced back in that time, is so interesting. It just I don't even want to waste my time going over the experiences of what people experienced or what I experienced. Let's move the conversation forward as far as this. And one of the biggest things that I took out of it was he said at the end of the speech that we are in this together, as far as so-called white people and so-called black people. And it's not popular for people to say because people make money, separating the two, black power or so-called white power, so-called black power. Um, but the reality of it is, and since I love to say we are the real life Jetsons, number one. My mindset, my baller mindset, first of all, it's a phrase that I created, the baller mindset. Everything I do is baller, because it's a winning concept. A baller is a winner. Predominantly in sports. I'm a basketball player, but I transferred my mind in sports to every phase of my life. And that's where the baller mindset comes in at. So we don't leave anybody out. We don't exclude anybody. No matter if you play sports or don't play sports, you can tap into this baller mindset and use that winning attitude, that winning mentality, and the training and the practicing of doing what you love to do that'll get you to that realm, to that frequency of being a baller in life forever. And that's what this baller gang stuff is all about. Baller gang, New York to California. We everywhere. Thanks to being able to have technology that we can get online. I'm predominantly on the West Coast now, but I get to connect with people, all over the world. I mean, the list goes on and on. We got baller gang members in Australia, New Zealand, Africa. The list goes on and on. I can just keep naming different places. And shout out to all you guys. If anybody's on YouTube watching this or watch this later, that's a part of Baller Gang. Much love. Let's keep this winning thing going. And we got Baller Gang members in, almost everywhere in New York City. Of course, in New York City, that's the home base. But I mean, we got coast to coast in America. We got Baller Gang members in almost every city. And let me make sure people understand. This baller gang thing is not a negative thing. For people that don't know, Baller Gang Global is a 100% positive. Well, the mantra for me that I use is we are the only 100% positive gang on the planet. So you cannot be in our baller gang. You cannot be a coast to coast baller. You cannot go to my website, coasttocoastballers.com, and ask to be a baller gang member if you are not on the frequency of love and compassion for yourself and others. That's the criteria to be a baller gang member. This is a positive gang, and we all about winning over here. Everybody can win. We live in We live in a abundant universe, which means everybody can win. So there's enough for everybody to win. So we can stop this game of making it seem like somebody's better than somebody else. And that's why I'm so excited about 2020, because I think more people are seeing or tapping into that frequency and understanding that it's possible, that we can do that. So let's see here. Make sure everything is like this. Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, we're straight. So I'm getting off script a little bit because I wanted to talk about the comparisons that I took out of, well, not really the comparisons, but what I got out of watching the MLK full speech of the two Americas, the other America. And I just wanted to share this message because I don't really share this message to the public, but it's almost time. We got, what is it? This is November. Yep. We got one more month left before so-called 2020, right? And 2020 represents, we so beyond in the future. So if that's the case, let's stop let's stop, what's the word for it? Let's stop doing stuff that make me feel like we should be ashamed of as a species, that we worrying about these issues that are so minute and so easily fixed with a change of your mind, a change of your mindset. And that's one of the things that, I go around, doing speeches, talking about is, changing your mindset to this baller mindset and watching the ball effect happen. Nelson Mandela said, a long time ago, I can't remember the year, but he said that sports is one of the top things that brings people together. And I understand that. And so we use that whole energy with having people tap into being unified in sports, and then also being unified when we're not playing sports. So that mindset, the bowler mindset, tap into that mindset in and out of the sports field. And it's that simple, and we'll all win. Everybody wants to win on the level that they want to win on, so it should never be any comparison. And if you're not winning on the level that you want to win on, don't look at other people. Just continue to put your head down and keep training and practicing until you get to where you want to be. It's that simple. And we got a lot of positive winning Baller Gang members, and I know for a fact that if you ever run across any of us, we will help you get to wherever you need to get to, because that's what this is all about. This is all about loving, having a good experience and bad experiences too on this planet, but understanding that we create our realities, but we have to, there's a program, there's a way to do it, and there's a lot of practicing and training that's involved in anything that you do. And sports players understand that on the sports field, but we have to incorporate that same philosophy in everything else we do, family dynamics, all that, and then we wouldn't have any issues. So back to the Martin Luther King speech. I've done some sporting events where the media got involved, and the newspaper would say that they put me in the realm of Martin Luther King. I even remember in one of my tournaments falling on Martin Luther King holiday or his birthday, sometime in January. I can't remember. It was his birthday or his or the holiday, but his energy seems to always follow me what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep the mission alive as far as making sure that we get that every human being, especially so-called Black people, get an economic place, so we all can make sure that everybody has the opportunity to be abundant and enjoy all the fruits, all the things that you get to enjoy living on this planet. There should have never been a seal or a limit to how much a person can achieve in this realm on this planet. So I'm super excited. That's why I want to shoot this video real quick, because we are moving into a place in the future where we're going to be living like the Jetsons, real life. I'm still waiting on my flying plane, or my flying car or whatever. Sorry, I missed that wrong. But they have these Icon planes out right now where you can get a sports planes license. So I'm really looking forward to escaping the grind of all the traffic, and because cities are getting um, you know, overcrowded and people are getting stuck in traffic like crazy. You got all that airspace. So let's not be afraid to evolve. And you know, we can have flying cars to where we can have air traffic, and it won't be as much um, congestion on these freeways. Um, so I'm excited. Glad we have so much new technology. It seems like, with the social media stuff and the internet, on the positive side, a lot of people have an opportunity to do great things. And I see a lot of people doing great things. So shout out to all the people that I see doing great things. Urban X, Black Matic 363. Shout out to Omarion. I see what you're doing. I mean, the list goes on and on. Of course, Uncle Jay-Z. The list goes on. I could just keep name dropping people that's doing amazing things with their platforms, and the things that they're doing. And that's that's the baller mindset. That's the winning mindset that we need to all have. There's no exclusion of anybody, and we're all in this together. Just like I heard Martin Luther King saying at the end of his speech, we need each other. We can help each other. And in the world of business, it makes no sense to isolate anybody. So if you have a service, it just makes sense mathematically that you should not exclude anybody, any so-called race, out of that equation. Because if you have an awesome service, every so-called human, would love to buy the service to help them in their life. So shout out to everybody out there that's doing things that help them win and support their family. We got a lot of stuff coming, so be back again. This channel is the Baller Gang TV channel. Really, this channel is basically we're using it to just upload a lot of videos from our sporting events, and we're probably going to be doing interviews for this channel, or on this channel, like youth, young ballers in training. So getting them tapped into being able to speak to media at a young age, so they're prepared, high school, college, pro, all those good things, and even adults too. We, practicing just speaking in general, so people feel comfortable speaking, on camera, because that's where the future is going to as well. So much love to everybody doing their thing in this YouTube realm. I might be back again. I got to get some sleep. I've been up for a long time, so let me get some rest, and I'll be back again. All right, I'm out. Oh, got a plug. What is it? Share and subscribe. We got the Baller Mindset YouTube channel too. We got a couple of videos on there so far. I think a little snippet of my interview with a Russian company, where they asked me to be the keynote speaker of a men's event, a mindset event. It was awesome. I think it was in Clackamas, Oregon, something like that. But yeah, so check out coasttocoastballers.com. If anybody want to be a Coast to Coast Baller member of the site, there's information at the top of the page that you can look at. We've been doing business with the NBA for a long time. If you want some, some discounts on some merch, some new LeBron James merch, the Lakers merch that he got, whether it's ADs on, not ADs on the way, because the ADs on the way stuff. Shout out to my homeboy Swavey from California. He's got that whole mantra going on. AD's on the way merch. But we do have AD merch with the NBA, whether it's his jersey, and apparel through the NBA. So you can go to coastcoastbowlers.com and get some of the cheapest discount that you can get online for that NBA merch. So we got that for people. We got cheap flights for people that are coast to coast, and that's what we look for too. We look for people that's coast to coast, and it fits the criteria to be a coast to coast bowler. You don't necessarily have to be, a sports player or a millionaire to be a coast to coast bowler. If you travel coast to coast, that puts you in that realm. So shout out to all the people that travel coast to coast and see different things, see different cities, meet new people. That's what we got to do. And we got to meet new people so we can stop this separation thing. Because we are all the same. We all want the same things on a positive realm, from the positive side of enjoying life. So tap into the baller mindset, watch the ball effect happen. It's pretty much guaranteed. It's tried and tested. Everybody that ever had success on this planet tapped into a winning mindset, tapped into the baller mindset, and the ball effect happened for them. I'm just using different terminology. So basically, it's the same stuff, but it's positive, winning, loving, compassionate mentality that will take you over the top in anything you're trying to do. So go to coastcoastbowlers.com if you want to check out some empowerment stuff. We got quotes that I do. I share some quotes with some of my peers. All stuff to uplift. We don't do any negativity on the website. And check out all our other social media stuff too. We got stuff on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I'll be back again, man. Everybody, have a good day. I'm out.